who is the best athlete of the decade?
Of the decade? Oh my God. If we were breaking this down into categories, bro, I don't think we have anything to discuss.
Just overall, no matter what sport, we're picking one guy or one girl.
Fuck Tom Brady. I was boggling between him and LeBron. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it was a tough one for me. He won 4 Super Bowls in this decade, my guy. 4 Super Bowls in this decade. Like, it's hard. That's a hard one for me. I'm more of a football fan than a basketball fan, so I got to go Tom Brady. But I won't. If you say LeBron, I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm picking LeBron, and I know what y'all going to say. You just don't want to pick Tom Brady, and I'm going to say, you damn right I don't want to pick Tom Brady.
I didn't want to pick Tom Brady either, but you can't. Come on, man. 4 Super Bowls.
I get it.
In a very physical, tough sport. You know what I mean? This isn't. I'm more athletic than you. This is football. See, football is more finesse, and I'm not saying that basketball is not, but football is more finesse because there's so much more that goes into winning than just one guy. Mm-hmm. If you got LeBron on your team, you know you're doing pretty well. If you got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green on your team, you're doing pretty well. You know what I mean? But if you got Tom Brady and maybe one receiver and a decent defense, you might win the Super Bowl that year. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. That's not what I meant. Tom Brady, a good receiver, a Gronkowski, you might, you know what I mean, like a great core, you might win a Super Bowl that year. But that's the difference between, football and basketball is it takes 32 men to make a great team. It takes 5 men to make a great basketball team.
Depends on. Well, I mean,
I'll argue 7 or 8 because you definitely need a bench. We just argued that earlier.
So in the 2010s, it was about super teams in NBA. I'll give you that. Because everybody was in their cliques. LeBron had his clique. People over here had their clique. Kevin Garnett had his clique or whatever back in the start of the 2010s. I get all that. However, the one thing I will say about LeBron and the reason why I'm picking him is the great role model that he is. And that's super. And I know I'm picking more heartfelt stuff. And also I don't want to pick Tom Brady. But when I look at what he has opened up his school, I look at what he has done in being very aware of some of the issues that happen outside of his everything that he has earned and worked for. The fact that he is articulated at a very smart level as to what the problems are in the country and also the problem that he faced when he was growing up and the stuff that he came up with. He articulates all this well. And not only that, he has matured. I'm not saying that, there were times, there were some moments he would flop a little. He was known for flopping hard in certain games to get certain plays his way. But I'm like, even when LeBron was going to the Heat and stuff of that nature, I was never a LeBron hater. Like, I hate him. I can't stand him. I was never that guy. But I was somebody that respected him from a distance. And I think that when you look at everything that he has done, championships aside and all that type of stuff, and I know Tom Brady won more championships in his field of work than LeBron did currently at this point. I look at the bigger picture. I look at the impact. The problem is that Tom Brady's Super Bowl rings and how he moves is always going to be scrutinized by fans or by people outside or even some peers that look at that organization and look at the Patriots organization as an organization that can cut any corners to get ahead or cut any corners to win. So with LeBron, you don't hear that. You don't hear that wherever he goes. Cleveland, when he won a championship for them, you ain't hear nobody bashing him. Outside of the first time he left Cleveland. Outside of that, you didn't hear anything. I mean,
it's like comparing apples and oranges. Right, when you make it to an NBA Finals or an NBA championship or just the playoffs, you got multiple games you got to win. You got a best of whatever series. Football, you got to be perfect for one game. So, if depending on how you look at that, football, you could lean towards football and say, well, listen, you got to be the best of that game. You can't say, oh, I can take a game off and then come back next game and figure out how to beat them. Then again, if you look at it like that, then the best man doesn't always win. It's different ways. It's apples and oranges. Yeah. And then in basketball, you can say, well, they had enough games to play each other to come back, to fix what they needed to fix, to do what they needed to do to keep them in the hunt.
Because you're comparing 16 games to 80-something almost. There's a difference there. It's a longer season.
There's a huge difference. So for me, like I said, it's subjective, and we're mentioning two of the best players in the world. We're probably not even mentioning the best players in the world because we're being very subjective, and neither of us are soccer fans because there's so many great soccer players.
Christian, I forgot.
Cristiano Ronaldo, whatever.
Christian Ronaldo, yeah, him.
Christian Ronaldo.
We may be butchering his name,
terrible.
But
I respect.
He may be the athlete. If we brought somebody in here that was huge into soccer, somebody from a different that's something I do want to do. Bring somebody in that's a big soccer fan and talk about him.
Not even just that. NHL,
right?
Baseball. I mean, there's so many different athletes out there. Tennis.
Right.
Serena Williams would probably have been.
If we're talking females a decade, she's got it.
Ronda Rousey. I mean, come on. There's so many of them. There's just so. I mean, you can hate all you want, but for the 6-7 years she was on top, she was on top. So
the only reason why I'm grimacing like that is because she didn't dominate a decade like Serena Williams did.
She didn't, but it's also a different sport. She wasn't getting punched in her fucking face out there. You know what I'm saying? It's totally different. Like I said, it's different. So subjectively, I'm going to say Tom Brady. I'm an American. Football is my thing. I hate Tom Brady, but 4 Super Bowls in a decade.